Today, it's all about DeWALT's crimping pliers. Okay, so we have crimping pliers by DeWALT, and we're looking at that part number being DWHT70272. DeWALT crimping pliers. These things measure just shy of 10 inches. They're 9 7/8. And what I have laid out here for you is some 10 gauge solid, some 10 gauge stranded. As we all know, the stranded is the real test. And we have some 14 gauge solid and 14 gauge stranded. So I've made multiple cuts with them, trying to wear the coating off of it, wear the new off of it, and these things they cut really well, actually. No complaints. What I do like about it, there is absolutely no slop. The machining's done well, or this has been pressed just right to allow them to open up quite easily and not have all that slop in it. So, you know, when I look at these jaws line up almost perfectly, and actually they're just a hair bit offset, but I believe that's the way it was designed, so it'd make a proper cut. And again, you know, I try to work these back and forth, and there is no give in them. That's very well done. So these have a nice thick handle. You know, it's a plastic. It's much like the DeWALT drills. A lot of the DeWALT products, it's this rubber overmold. I'm a real big fan of. Everybody's really kind of trying to move forward, or move this direction and mimic it. I think DeWALT's perfected it, but anywho, so like I said, I've made many cuts with these. This is our 10 gauge copper. This is actually off the back of my house, so it's green copper wire or green casing. It's just painted over. It's got some latex paint on it, but you can see I can even choke up pretty high on the handles, and they cut quite easily. So now if you are cutting, I did notice with these this coated in latex, the jaws will actually stick with the latex paint on there, but just cutting normal wire, no issue. And as you can see, that's on the very tip. Let me choke down on it, because this is the stranded. There you go. Let me cut another one. Choke down on it. And they've got pretty clean cuts on the stranded. I don't see any leftover wire sticking out of any of my cuts. These look good. Even the ones that fell on the floor look pretty good. Of course, the copper looks nice and clean. Now let's jump down here to some of this smaller wire, because I expect the solid to cut fine, and it has throughout all the testing prior to this video. Nice and clean. Here, let's do two at a time. Nice and clean. So the stranded has always been the kicker with a lot of these pliers. When you're getting into some of your 14 gauge, 16 gauge, etc. The stranded is sometimes tough to cut, or at least get all the strands cut. So let's give it a shot here. And nice and clean, no leftovers. Got a little bit of the plastic casing sticking up, but that's not any wire. These cut pretty good. So there we have it. These are the DeWALT, I'm gonna call them 10-inch crimping pliers. I'm gonna pause the video and I'm gonna grab a couple crimps and we'll see what those look like.